So you can see what we've done here is we've pulled out a light and we've pulled out a speaker. The whole purpose of this was to find out where the timber supports were in the ceiling. So we were able to stick our finger up this hole that you see just here, and we could feel that there's timber just inside. And then this other hole where the speaker was, we could feel that there was timber back there. We were then able to move back and measure between the two, and we measured all the way back to this skylight so we could get a good picture of what structurally is between the ceiling and the metal roof. We'll then go outside and we'll mark that out with a pencil and work out exactly where our structural supports are. Okay, so I'm now up on the roof of the caravan, and what we've done up here is we've measured, there's the skylight that was inside. We've got the sphere mount on the roof here with us, and what we've done is we've got up on the roof here and we've marked out where we think the battens should be, and then we've drilled some test holes. I know there's going to be people out there in cyberspace that are watching this video because it's on YouTube saying, how dare you drill so many holes in the ceiling, in the roof, and so on and so forth. Look, we have to find the middle of the batten, and what we've worked out by drilling all these holes is that this pencil mark is exactly the middle of the timber batten inside. Likewise on the other side here, we only had to drill 3 holes to work out the same thing. We know exactly where the centre is. We've done that for the holes at the front and also on the other side at the front. So now we know exactly where the middle of our timber battens are. So when we fasten the sphere dish down and its base plate down to the roof of this caravan, we know 100% sure that our screws are going to be going into the most structurally secure part. The sphere comes with some holes already pre-drilled in it, but we actually had to drill our own holes in the base of this one to match up exactly with where the battens were. So never be afraid to drill your own holes. It's made out of aluminium, so it's very easy to drill. So we've drilled our own holes. That's one of them there, and another one over this side. And the whole purpose of that is so we can get it the most structurally sound way possible. I've got my offsider mic with me, and what he's going to do now is he's going to apply a really thick bead of Sikaflex directly to the roof, and we're going to use this to effectively glue the base of the sphere to the roof, as well as using screws to hold it in place. So Mike's going to go and stay at least 50mm in from the edge because we don't want it splitting out the edge, and he's going to put Sikaflex all the way around. Okay, now comes the moment of truth where we're actually going to lift the base plate and the mount for the dish into place. You'll notice that we've gone around now and all of those holes that we drilled to work out where the battens are filled with Sikaflex. So there's no risk whatsoever in the roof of this caravan leaking. And I'm going to give Mike a hand, and I'm just going to lift this base plate into place. And I've got the front and Mike's got the back. And then we're going to sit it down on top of that Sikaflex. And Mike's going to line up our holes with the marks that we've already put on the roof. And everything should be nice in place. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to get some Tech screws and a drill. And what we're going to do is we're going to drill down into the batten to hold this all in place. Okay, so Mike's started putting the Tech screws in, and he's just going to screw them all down until they're nice and firm. And these are the cables that we've got coming up through the penetration through the ceiling. We've got here the plate that will go over the top of that. We've already traced around the outside of it. Those cables will then run to the weatherproof joiner box, and then from there obviously to the back of the dish. We've chosen to run this weather box sideways pretty much for 2 reasons. One is it's convenient, but the second is if any weather hits it from the side, it will be more protected. If you're driving along at 100 k's per hour, the water's going to be coming from the front and will hit here and go over the top. Just like with this piece, it will hit the front and go over the top, and we'll fill inside here with Sikaflex. Okay, so the wind has come up, but we're at the end part of our installation here where we've finished the part on the roof. We've tested the dish, we've waterproofed absolutely everything that there is. Sikaflex is everywhere. I'll get down really close and I'll show you the extent we've gone to waterproof everything. Every cable penetration, there is a mountain load of Sikaflex. So the last thing you want on a caravan is for water to come through the ceiling or through the roof, and there's no chance with what we've done here of any penetration whatsoever of water. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is mount this indoor unit. So this is the indoor unit that drives everything. We're going to mount it up underneath this shelf here, just to the left of that range hood. So we're going to screw it up to the shelf there right now. So I'll just hold the indoor unit up in place and Mike will put some screws in. Yep. We'll just make sure that it's running parallel to the back wall. Yeah. Okay, whack another screw in. Yep. And then the two back screws, and the indoor unit's all in place. One more to go. And we're done. So that's the indoor unit all fixed in place now. We've still got to arrange power for it. We'll be taking the power off the back of this Winegard wall plate that's there, and that 12 volt will be what will service our Sphere indoor unit. Okay, now I'm just trying to show you the final part of our installation. It's all completed now. You might be wondering why we've got cables coming out of the top and the bottom of the Winegard wall plate. The reason for that being is that we've actually diplexed the signal. So technical people know what that means, but diplexing is joining the satellite signal in with their free-to-air signal. And the reason why we've done that is it means that in the other rooms, like the main bedroom of the caravan, the TV point over the back there that they would usually use for their free-to-air will also have the satellite signal on it. So they can put a Foxtel box or vast decoder in the bedroom, as well as operating one out here. So all of our cables are inside this cupboard. It does look like a little bit of a mess, but there's our diplexer to join our satellite signal together with our free-to-air signal. And the other benefit of that diplexer is that it also sends the satellite signal to the outside TV point for this unit, which means that they can take their Foxtel box outside, and they can also take their vast decoder out there. At the top of the wall plate, you can also see a red wire, and that is our power, so our power and earth that we are using to run our Sphere decoder, and we are using the same power feed for the Sphere indoor unit that the Winegard antenna booster is using, and we've just fused it with a 5 amp fuse. So last but not least, I'm just going to show you how it operates. All we've simply got to do is turn it on, and you'll see the boot screen. The next thing we've got to do is hit search, and it's going to say Optus Vast East, which is where we've got it set to. If you're in the western part of Australia, you'd just press the search button again now, and that would change and say Optus Vast West, but we're just going to leave it where it is. Now this alignment will take about 2 minutes, and it will go through different things on the screen as it lines itself up. You probably can't hear it, but I can hear the dish going up at the moment. And the search has started. Actually, and then it's gone to the next screen, where it's got some numbers along the bottom. They mean something to me, and they probably mean something to other technicians out there, but to the average person they mean nothing. They're an indication of the LNB skew and the signal strength and so on and so forth. But all of those details are in the instruction manual if you want to know what those numbers actually mean. So at this point in time, we can actually look out the roof, what do you call this, skylight, and you can see the dish there. Shortly it's going to start spinning to align. And if you're wondering, yes, it does clear everything that's on the roof. every position that this dish is in, it will clear other obstacles on the roof. Even though it is very close to the skylight sits very low, and the dish, even in its lowest position, spins across the top of it. So over here again, we just missed the message that says peaking signal. It's found the satellite already, and it's just doing its fine tuning. And it's telling me now that it has actually locked on the satellite and it's finished its scan. So the word locked popped up there. And the last thing that happens is the indoor unit turns itself off. And once it's turned itself off, we know that it has finished alignment. So at the moment, what it's doing is it's peaking the signal or optimizing the signal. You can see that number changing on the left-hand side, 33, 35. Shortly it'll start counting backwards. And what that is it's the angle of the LNB, and it stopped at 34. It's turned off, which means that the dish is fully aligned. The indoor unit's happy with the alignment. It's optimized it. And now we're good to plug in our vast decoder or Foxtel box and start watching TV.